God is the one who satisfies the passion for justice, the longing for spirituality, the hunger for relationship, the yearning for beauty. And God, the true God, is the God we see in Jesus of Nazareth, Israel's Messiah, the world's true Lord. N.T. Wright.
Our particular focus as we start our journey into just leadership is to look biblically at Jesus as a leader and how justice shaped his character and his ministry, mission, and purpose. We do this not just by looking at some proof texts and expounding them to fit our narrative, but rather by looking at the broad sweep of the biblical story and seeing how justice created the foundations for Jesus' leadership, shaped the nature of his leadership, and therefore can give us a framework for a Bible-centered, Jesus-centered, justice-centered leadership. Before we get to that, though, what do we mean by just leadership? And why should we care? What do we mean by just leadership? To get to just leadership, let's first explore what we mean by justice. Justice, as defined in the Cambridge English Dictionary, is fairness in the way that people are dealt with. However, as Gary Hagan offers, although the dictionary is supposed to tell us the meaning of words, every word is defined only by other words. Life is a word, but a dictionary can tell us next to nothing about the meaning of life. Likewise, a meaningful understanding of justice, or of a just God, does not emerge from a neat, all-purpose definition of the word justice. If we only used the dictionary definition, then we probably wouldn't need to write a book, but just encourage leaders to get on with dealing with people fairly. But what does fairness mean? What one person considers fair, others may consider unfair. What benchmark for fairness or justice are we using? Rather than start with a dictionary definition, we want to start theologically, taking the whole of Scripture initially, and then focusing in on Jesus. Our task is to make God's justice our jumping-off point and our single lens and a reference point throughout. The first stage is to see justice as who God is and what God does. It is the very nature of God's character and is a key driver in his actions throughout the existence of the universe. Ultimately, we will see from our broad sweep of the biblical narrative that God's justice is about restoring broken relationships. Our relationship with God, our relationship with ourselves, our relationship with others, and our relationship with creation. Following on from this definition of justice, we begin to see that just leadership means participation in the restoration of those broken relationships and the purposeful intervention in the systems, processes, beliefs, and constructs that create injustice, inequality, exploitation, and oppression. It's not only a leadership that does justice, though. It is a leadership that is just, has loving kindness at its heart, that hates evil, that is generous, that is active, courageous, humble, faithful, and that uses all power for good.